Hi everyone, my name is Anna. I've been with LivBay for about a year and a half now. This channel is dedicated to everything lashes and beauty, so if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the most common lash mistakes when it comes to taping. So I'm going to be touching on a couple of common lash mistakes that are made. Usually taping is your best friend and it'll save you during a set, but sometimes there can be some things that go wrong. So I'm gonna give you some tips to avoid those things. So first things first, I wanna talk about taping when applying your eye pads. Sometimes we have talkative clients whose eye pads can shift up, it'll start scratching their eye. So you just really wanna make sure when you're initially applying your tape to your eye pads that you're really placing it as close to the lash line as possible without actually touching the waterline. So if you have the tape too close to the waterline, what can happen is it can start to scratch their eye, it can irritate them, poke them, their eyes can get red throughout the service, and it really becomes uncomfortable for the client. Best way to avoid that is to just make sure, double check even as you go throughout your set, use your little dental mirror to make sure that the tape is still in place, especially if your client is a little bit more talkative. So one of the best methods for using tape is taping the lid a little bit up so that way your lashes are pointing a little bit more towards you. The most common mistake with this method is taping too high up where the whites of the eyes are showing. If the whites of the eyes show on your client, the fumes from the glue can get into the eye, burn them, and this can cause irritation, their eyes to start to water, and you really want to avoid all that. So a last thing would be finally removing the tape. Make sure you are taking it slow, you're using your finger to kind of guide the skin along, pull it taut so that way you're not ripping the skin or anything like that. And then especially you want to take it slow when it comes to removing the tape from the eye pads. Sometimes you can sandwich the lashes between the pads and the tape. So you really want to make sure you take it slow. I really like to remove the tape one by one. So I'll remove whatever's the top one, remove the bottom one, and then remove the iPad. It feels really satisfying too. Another common mistake that I see is not using tape properly. So not all tapes in the industry are created equal. There are paper tapes, there are blue tapes, there are foam tapes, there are all kinds of tapes in the industry. So you really want to make sure that you try out as many tapes as possible to see what works best for you and your clientele. My favorite tape is the blue tape. I use it for everything. I use it for taping down the iPads and underneath the lash line. I use it for pinning up the lashes. I use it for pinning up the lid. You can avoid any taping issues very easily with these tips, so try it with your next client. Just make sure that you're really taking advantage of your tape and using as much as possible. Even if you have just one bottom lash poking out of the bottom, put another piece of tape, it doesn't matter. Make them look like a mummy. Their eyes are closed, they're not gonna see. These tips can really help you avoid these common mistakes when it comes to taping. You really wanna make sure that you're using as much tape as possible, whatever it takes. You can never go wrong using a lot of tape. Even if there's like a bottom lash poking out, you can use that, another piece of tape, tape them up, make them look like a mummy, it doesn't matter. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. We hope it brought you a ton of value. Question for you, what's your favorite kind of tape? Leave it in the comments below.